let's bring some energy to Farmfolio Fact or Fiction, guys, because we are going to kick it off. I mean, if this coaching carousel hasn't been entertaining, this is like the best thing that I've ever seen. As somebody who does this for a living, we couldn't ask for anything better. So we are going to go out to the Pac-12, and USC will be the mecca of college football. Lincoln Riley going out, taking that job, making that statement, which I thought was hilarious because in Oklahoma, a defensive lineman said, "Oh, he just told us that 2 days ago."
That was terrific.
All right, but Lincoln Riley, is he going to get it done? Is USC actually going to be the mecca of college football?
Well, it's also, I mean, what could happen at this point in the coaching carousel that would shock everyone? Would it be Mel Tucker going to Virginia and exercising that $5 million buyout that he has in the contract? Who knows what's going to happen next? And that's not going to happen. You know what else is not going to happen? USC being the mecca of college football. That is absolute fiction. It is Los Angeles, California. There's a lot more to do there than college football. That is never going to be a mecca of college football type place. I think Lincoln Riley is the perfect hire for USC. I think it's going to pay immediate dividends. I think they are going to be a national player year in and year out. But Hutton, we've seen it time and time again. Circle the best team in the SEC year in and year out. That is your mecca of college football.
Not only that, Chad, the LA mention, it's fiction because they're in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're in the SEC, we can discuss this. But this is complete fiction because the mecca, we're sitting in the mecca of college football right now, the SEC championship game, and we're watching the two coaches that are on top of college football right now. That's what he's competing with. Lincoln Riley didn't have Oklahoma on top of college football, so I can't sit here and anoint him at the mecca of USC just because he's hired. He's a great coach. He's a young coach, and he's going to do great things. He's going to get the best quarterbacks. But is he going to be Nick Saban and Kirby Smart and the SEC champion? No.
You know what doesn't happen in the mecca of college football? You don't play your damn championship game on a Friday night.
Well, hang on.
Like the Pac-12 does.
Here's the other
championship
thing.
games happen on Saturday in the mecca of college
every
football.
other year.
Like it does here.
Lincoln Riley left
Thank you.
in part because of the SEC.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. He's playing in the Pac-12 now. He could have stayed at Oklahoma and coached in the SEC.
I think it's a huge move for the Pac-12 in that they will have their TV rights up within the next 4 years, and they were in no man's land, right? Like, they were falling off so far that the last time the rights were up, Pete Carroll was still at USC. Chip Kelly had Oregon rolling. That's where they got $3 billion. I was wondering, as the Pac-12 continued to regress in the national landscape, how they were going to come out and remain competitive amongst all these other colleges and all these other conferences out there.
I've long thought, I understand why you negotiate as a group in terms of conference television alignments.
Yeah.
But why doesn't a Pac-12, who sometimes doesn't have the best rights fees like the SEC or Big Ten, why not go the Major League Baseball route and go with your Fox Sports affiliate locally? Have someone in LA that covers every USC event. Have someone in Seattle that covers Washington and Washington State. Would that not be more lucrative for individual schools to negotiate their own television rights, much like Notre Dame does with NBC? Notre Dame's, special in that regard, a national, Irish Catholic brand. But would that make more sense television-wise?
It would make sense for USC and UCLA.
Yeah.
But the other schools want to attach to them because they're going to make more doing that.
You're saying Oregon State might have a problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, they can make Conference USA money.
Right.
Continuing on the coaching carousel, Brian Kelly will win a championship at LSU. Fact or fiction? And I also want your take on the accent.
So I would have said fact before I heard Brian Kelly say family when he was being introduced. That fake accent turned me away from Brian Kelly. This is a 60-year-old man having an identity crisis. That's what we're seeing. I really believe that. Not a single coach followed him. That says a lot about him, and it says a lot about Marcus Freeman, the new coach of Notre Dame. They stayed for him. While Ed Orgeron and Les Miles won a national title, I know that it defies logic that Brian Kelly, one of the three winningest active coaches in college football, that he wouldn't win one. But Hutton, I don't think he's going to win one at LSU.
I don't know how we can't say fact because of the program he's taking over. Ed Orgeron wasn't known for putting together a good coaching staff. He won a national championship at LSU, right? What would we have said about Coach O prior to being the head coach at LSU? Not much. Brian Kelly is known for putting together good coaching staffs. I know his staff didn't follow him, but that's one of the reasons why I thought it was a great hire, because he puts together solid coaching, and that's what LSU has lacked at the positional areas of their team. And that's what they tried to replace, an upgrade. They did that by hiring him and the staff that he'll put together. It's not as much about Brian Kelly as it is the upgrade on the entire staff that they're doing. And look, you name the coaches, Chad, who have won a title recently there.
Ed Orgeron, Les Miles.
Yes, fact.
One guy ate grass, one guy chugged Red Bulls and tried to fight his entire team.
So you're saying Brian Kelly can't win a title because he's trying to fake an accent? This guy could trip and fall and, accidentally win a title.
I just, the fact that in your address during a basketball game, you make yourself a joke, it's not a good start.
He might be able to recover. It's
We'll see.
early. It's early.
It's a long way until next
for Brian Kelly.
Sure.
When we